Good morning, guys. This is Richard back at you. Hey, we got Mr. Howard's GMC 2016 5.3 in the house. Fluid's really bad, burnt, dark brown, no codes or anything like that. When Cody pulled the pan on it, the pan's just full of metal. The magnet's about this big around. So you know we got all kinds of converter problems. Well, it's a four-wheel drive.
Are you warning me it's going to be smelly?
It could be. I can't smell still, so I'm in good shape.
Yeah.
But this is kind of weird here, guys. Let me show you something here. They have a gasket that seals the adapter to the transfer case, but there's a seal in the transfer case, so there's really no need for a gasket there. But look at this. If you take the adapter off the tranny, there's no gasket at all. So why would you not put a gasket here and put a gasket here? It makes no sense. So, but being that it's a four-wheel drive, we do have a seal in the back of the transmission right here. You can kind of just take a small screwdriver and kind of grab it. Just the edge of it, try to pull it out. Some of them come out. It looks like this one's almost been into it. It's like it's got yellow glue on it.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because normally they just come right out without any effort at all.
Mm-hmm.
But that's definitely been yellow glued in, doesn't it? Looks like it's got some type of 3M on it.
I believe so.
Let's see if I can try to.
Get that sucker out of there.
Now this could have been leaking before or something, and they pulled the transfer case out of it. But you can definitely see there's some type of sealant all around that yellow glue. You can see it.
Yeah.
So it probably could have been leaking here once before, and they pulled the transfer case out and put a new seal in there. But yellow glue isn't factory stuff. Now you can see your bushing back in here, your rear case bushing. Now if this was a two-wheel drive, there'd be no seal here. That way the oil here could physically spray on the rear bushing in the tail housing. Pretty simple. Definitely got a factory converter. You can see here a JMBX right there. Of course, we don't ever put a factory one back in. It's always going to be a billet style backing, a BNI special converter that we always get from them guys. So. I think this will take this off. This is actually going to be 6-speed week, I believe. We've got 3 to do already. We just got a Traveler come in with a 6L90, so I think Trish already pulled it out, so it'll be right after this one. But you can see the beautiful metal down in here, and of course the magnet is unrecognizable. What's nice is Transtar's overhaul kits come with new magnets.
Yeah.
We keep all of our magnets anyway. You know, I had a tranny come in the other day, had like 5 magnets in it. It makes you wonder how many magnets is too many to put in a tranny that's got electronics. I mean, can you put a lot of electronics or magnets around this electronic stuff? Will it affect it? Makes you wonder, huh? Filter is just totally plugged up.
Oh. Yep.
Smelling pretty good. She's a stinker.
She's a stinker. Woo! Oh yeah, this is not going to be good.
Nope. We got one going for Teresa, guys. Got our detent spring there. I think that's all of them, yeah. What we do is push this little lever right here, pull this up, and then you can get in here and I like to take and just kind of bump it a little bit Then you can come in here and just kind of wiggle it and pull it out. Always take kind of tap on it. It just breaks it loose. And you can pull it right out. So I thought I had a rag in here to keep our dripping down, but now there's multiple O-rings on this thing. When you get your kit, you'll have a square one on the end. You'll have two round ones farther down. Get off there. So 3 of them. 2 round, 1 square. Square goes on the end. Valve body to case bolts. Of course, they're special. Got our park reverse neutral drive switch here. This slides in and out when you move your shifter through here. They have 2 8mm over here on the side. Then we'll have 7s and some 10s. Got all of our 10s here and then our 7s here. Flip this over. Get our speed sensor unhooked. If I can get my fingernail in there and get it. Ah. Some of them are tough to get out. There you go. Excuse me. Now this is our solenoids and computer system. You can see there's really, you got a little bit of metal through here, some of the filters here, not too shabby. So you can change all this, your pillow switch seals and stuff out right here. Clean all that up. Looks good. Like I said, this vehicle had no codes in it. The long 10 goes on the heel. I always call it the heel. That way I remember where that goes. Bang.
Bang.
Bang. Of course, we have our valve body to case seals here. We got another one down in here. That come in your overhaul kit. Actually, I think our new AC Delco pump and bell housing stator kit comes with them too, in a kit there too. So we actually got a lot of them laying around extra. You can just see the metal float out of there when I flip that over.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of metal down in here too. Like I say, we're putting a Transgo kit in here. A lot of neat stuff we do there. Get your valve body plate off. You always want to look for the check ball here. A lot of the early ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the later versions have an 8 one. If you look at your plate, you can identify it too, because your earlier plate will be different right here. Pretty simple. Of course, your overhaul kit will come with all new check balls. I like to keep these because these fit in other trannies really good. Don't ever throw them away. You can always use them for something. Of course, I'm not going to do any air checking in this part here. I don't want to get Teresa all messy. She got a lot of errands to do today. And she told me already, she warned me.
I mean, they think Cody does a better job. He actually hasn't been broken correctly. So.
He hasn't, has he?
Not as far as I'm concerned.
Oh.
You got a deal right there.
Oh, bolts, yeah.
Bolts.
And I forgot my O-ring right here too. Got in a hurry. Right there. I think that's my 8s. Yeah, this had a lot of metal right there, so my fingers might break if I cross them. Well, yep, it's gone too. Yep. I mean, every time. If it's not wore out here, it's wore out in the PR valve area too. So we just see a lot of things happening there. You can push this in and out and this little pin will fall. Then you can pull your boost sleeve out and valve out. There we go. Actually, old boost valve is not too bad. PR valve right here. Normally the end of this is just wore plumb off. Right through here will be wore. A lot of places, so it's sad that this is wore out here. Every time we tear one of these apart, we kind of go, wow, wow, wow.
But we know when there's metal.
Yeah, we already know where it's coming from, definitely. Of course, this is really gone. This is.
Oh, yeah.
Look at here.
Yeah. You can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can see it too.
Pump. Slide pin, pivot pin. Spring. Pump slide. Now what's crazy, these they did go with a Teflon solid ring on the back of your pump slide there. But, I mean, that thing just wore plumb out. Look at the metal. So, of course, we have a new AC decal sitting there with a new stator and everything, so we're going to hook him up quick. That's one thing good about the Traveler we have sitting in there. He's going to get a new AC decal one too, because we already know what his is doing.
Yeah, because that's what he come in for, because it's shoving it.
Come over here for a second, Teresa. I want to show you something here. Now, we're always trying to make our product better, last longer, and all that type of stuff. We're really trying to stay up with the technology, and we're searching everywhere to get it. And Sonex is the top of the line, and that's why we're really trying to get involved with Greg and them over there at Sonex, because they just have it. They just know what they're doing. But anyway, we already got our fixture come in the other day, so we can start reaming our PR valve and stuff out of the pump stator right here. We'll pull our pump stator out. We have it out right here. And then I'm making me another table that I'm going to set this up on. And then we're only going to do that with it. But we can set this on here, tighten it down, put our reamers in here, ream out this right through here, put a new pressure regulator valve and stuff in there. But this, see, this is bad too. But what we're going to do, we're going to send these off and have these machined. the bell housing and the stator together because we want them back together. We don't want to mismatch or anything like that. And then we'll get them in here and bore them out. So pretty nice tool. And then of course we just got this tool come in the mail. It's a really nice piece. So we've been trying to get them earlier. Couldn't get them. They sold out so quick. But what we can do with this tool here, it'll actually set down in this drum right here. I don't want to get it too dirty. But I don't want to try to do another video to show you neither. But this tool will set down in here like this, supposedly. Just like that. And you can put this on there. Where before, when we wanted to pressure test the drums or anything, we had to build our pump, set them on there, and blow air through our stator here to try to test it. But it would have to be bolted all together there. Where this, you can set this in there, tighten it down, and then we have our holes here that we can come in here. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to probably do vacuum tests here. See, look at this. So, we're going to do the 1, 2, 3, 4 clutch first. We're just going to, which is going to be the bottom one. Look at that, holding solid, not even leaking. Still holding. Still holding. Look at that. So we know that's really a tight drum. So let's go to our 3rd, 5th, and reverse clutch. See, we have a hole here. We can put that in there, which is going to be the top clutch. Let's see what it does.
It's still holding.
It's holding good. But if you got, when you do that clutch there, you got to, there's a little weep hole right here. It's going to bleed it off. See? But if I plug it, solid. Now what I'm looking for is any type of crack around here, any type of bowing or anything like that. So, guys, we got it. Nice tool. Let's get our clutch out of here. Now this drum here, we set it up on our bell housing, and then we air check it and check our clearance with a dial caliper. So in other words, we'll set it up to where we set our dial caliper in here, and we'll check the clearance with this on both of these sets of clutches. Don't use a feeler gauge or anything like that. It's not something you want to really use. But 90% of the time, it's weird, this 3rd, 5th, and reverse clutch, when we stack it always seems tight. We always have to find a thinner snap ring. It just seems clutches don't look too bad, but always keep your snap rings with your drums. Now I want to show you something too here. This will get you. This drum right here has a solid piece right here. If you notice, this one goes down with it, where the snap ring goes in, the snap ring goes in, but this is solid. So if you put that snap ring over that right there, it's gonna pop out. See, it's solid. So if you go do this, see, it's not in all the way. It won't go in because there's no groove for it right there. So if you put air to it or whatever, put it in the car and don't catch that, you know that snap ring's gonna pop out. So you have to get it lined up like that. Like that, and then the solid runner right here is in the middle of your snap ring. Okay. This is an easy mistake you can make, and then it will have to come out. So it's amazing how heavy those drums are. The clutches. So keep your snap rings together. Gonna be a bearing down in here and a washer. Now your bearing has, you got to look at it when you set it back down in there. You don't want to put it upside down. So just pay really close attention. Look at your sun gear on both sides. Look for any wear. Same way with your planet. We don't see very many issues with the planets at all. A couple of sun gears we've seen, a little wear in the center, but other than that, we just don't see much of it. Now this clutch pack here, we can just come in here and put our finger over this hole and watch our 456 clutch. Look at that. Solid. Solid. So we know we don't have no cracks there. Not burn up, just old. Except if this thing did not have converter failure, it'd probably last 1,000,000 miles. I swear, these are really good trannies. But they all maintenance, and they all die the same direction, same way. Now Sonex makes some really nice pieces here, makes some solid pieces, some upgraded pieces, bigger shaft. I mean, just some really cool stuff there. So we're actually fixed to make a trip up there and hang out with them guys here in a few weeks, and we're really going to enjoy that. So. And look for anywhere where your splines run on your clutches. You can just see shadowing, no marks, nothing. Always Scotch-Brite this stuff up here where your bushings run. Looks good. Same way here, Scotch-Brite this stuff up. Put you some new bushings in there. We got a bushing driver kit just for this tranny that makes it a lot easier to put the bushings in. So. Of course, we have our small snap ring and small snap ring pliers. I thought about trying these, but I just didn't know if I could get them in there.
Well,
I'd have to stretch them.
Right.
I don't think I'd just.
Exactly.
But it is flat on the bottom, bevel on the top. Put it over here like this. Keep the tips away from an opened area or anything like that. Come on. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Like I said, we have our 2.6 clutch here. You can actually air check this stuff here too. I mean, I'm blowing too. But when you check it, you got to come over here and find the little weep hole to check it. See? Nice hold. Nice hold. Same way with your low reverse clutch. You come over here, find the port. There it is. The only problem, you got to plug 2 holes. You got to plug this one and the other one, because it'll leak over. This drum here doesn't have a snap ring or really a clearance. You look at your books or any information on it. There's really not much of a setting on here. We had the last unit come in. This was busted. Bought a bunch of them the other day, so we'd have them in stock. If it's happened once, it's going to happen again. You know that. We have our lower clutch. This clutch always looks like it's always hot. Just keep your snap rings with it. You have a big old bearing down in here. Got your case bushing here. Anytime we put the case bushing back in, there's a little hole right here. We like to line it up with this. We just do. It's never lined up with it, but we just like to line it up to there. You have your big bearing here, it sits in the bottom. So go like that. You have another bearing down in here. This bushing right down in here is a very critical bushing to replace too. Planet's really heavy. All your bushings need to be replaced. So this is a massive planet, and this is small compared to the 6L90s. 6L90, this gear's about this long. So we just want to look at it and make sure everything looks good all the way around. We had to replace one of these here the other day, so I ended up buying a couple of them and having them in stock. I mean, these are expensive to have in stock just to be looking at, let me tell you.
Yeah.
They are. But not too bad. Our typical wear, bell housing pump stator, pretty much wipes them out all the time with a bad converter. So, but always go back with a billet converter. B&I always puts some really nice Sonex pieces in them and stuff that makes them a lot stronger, backing and stuff like that, where the clutch applies flat and the piston doesn't ever bow or anything like that. So, but anyway, we got a lot to do, guys. But don't forget to subscribe, push that notification bell, and Teresa, you know we appreciate you.
You have to say that. You're coming home with me.
Hey, y'all have a great night.